One of Victoria's most prestigious golf clubs is at the centre of a membership debate involving former Premier Daniel Andrews. Portsea Golf Club says if membership requirements are met, anyone is welcome. But some members have publicly raised concerns about playing with the former head of state.
Mornington Peninsula is home to some of Australia's most idyllic golf courses. But for months, they were barren as COVID lockdowns kept putters off the green.
It was the only place in the world, really, wasn't it? We weren't allowed to play golf. Everywhere else in the world, you're allowed to play golf.
During the lockdowns, part of the Mornington Peninsula, where Portsea is located, was classified as metropolitan Melbourne and was subject to the strict restrictions of city residents. But across the bay, fairways were fair game.
They were right. The Mornington Peninsula were locked indoors. So, yeah, a lot of people still harbour feelings that that was the wrong thing.
And Peninsula locals haven't forgotten.
With it being outside, I thought that was ridiculous. He could have allowed that.
I think what he did was abominable.
News Corp papers reported that an associate of Daniel Andrews expressed interest in him joining the Portsea Golf Club, a prospect many members allegedly weren't happy with.
They don't want a situation at golf clubs where if you put your name down on the timesheet that nobody wants to play with you. That's the real issue, and that's the sort of thing that rips golf clubs apart.
In a letter to members, club president Phil Kramer says the Portsea Golf Club has not received a formal application from Daniel Andrews. Mr Kramer says if and when one is made, it will be reviewed according to the club's constitution. But some members say if he's in, they're out.
If Dan Andrews is allowed to join the Portsea Golf Club, I'll quit, I'll resign, I'll tear up my membership and I'll go and play golf somewhere else.
The prospect of teeing off with the former Premier received mixed responses from Peninsula residents.
I don't have a problem with it.
It was just a shambles, the whole thing. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't play golf with him, no.
I think he was in a pretty hard position to be the Premier of the state going through the sort of the pandemic that we did.
He plays off about 10, I think, so he's a good golfer, and golf should be available to everybody, I think.
Would you want to play with him?
I would be embarrassed to play with him because he hits the ball a lot better than I do.
Portsea Golf Club's next membership intake is scheduled for 2024. If he wants to play, Daniel Andrews will have to bunker down until then. Holly Edward-Smith for Sky News in Melbourne.